This is AFP Community News, hosted by Rob Suzon every 12 noon, Mondays to Fridays. Only here on DWDD Armed Forces Radio. One AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Armed Forces of the Philippines welcome Senate's approval of RAA ratification. 15 LTG members surrender to government. DepEd to release 20,000 pesos incentive this week. Department of Health Secretary assures public PhilHealth has enough funds. Good day everyone, as well as our troops at Camp Emilio Aguinaldo, Quezon City. Today is Tuesday, December 17, and we will bring you the latest news from the armed forces and other information around the Philippines. In behalf of Rob Suzon, this is Jai Simbangon for AFP Community News. DWDD Armed Forces News. And the Armed Forces of the Philippines welcomed the Senate's approval of the resolution concurring in the ratification of the Reciprocal Access Agreement between the Philippines and Japan. According to the AFP spokesperson Colonel Francel Margaret Padilla, the AFP believes that the agreement provides substantial benefits, particularly in enhancing training opportunities, joint exercises, and interoperability. Colonel Padilla added that the RAA will bolster our maritime domain awareness capabilities through technology transfer, intelligence sharing, and strengthen collaboration with Japan, a country with advanced defense system. Meanwhile, Philippine Navy spokesperson for West Philippine Sea, Rear Admiral Roy Vincent Trinidad, also highlighted that the RAA will help improve the country's maritime domain awareness capabilities and information sharing with a trusted partner nation. And 15 members of the lawless terrorist groups in Maguindanao del Norte surrendered to the government. In a program held at the headquarters of Brigade Support Area, Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel Gilbert Buado led a presentation of the individuals who surrendered to Brigadier General Jose Vladimir Cagara, commander of the 1st Brigade Combat Team. The surrendered members of the LTG brought their firearms, which could include 4 40mm RPGs, 2 caliber 50 Barretts, 1 M1 carbine caliber 30, 1 carbine caliber 30 Garand, 2 7.62mm sniper rifle, 1 KG 9mm UZI, 11 IEDs, 1 cartridge of 40mm RPG with a propellant, and 1 cartridge of a rifle grenade. 6th Infantry Division and JTF Central Commander Major General Antonio G. Navarrete urged the remaining members to surrender and return to the folds of the law. DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio. For other updates, let us hear the details about NPA leader killed in Samar encounter. Go ahead, Beth.
Communist terrorist group and an encounter in a barangay Kawayan, Kutbalugan City, Samar. The killed CTG leader was identified as Artemio Sulayaw, alias Budil, the leader of Squad 2 Iyakal Platoon SRC browser of the Eastern Visayas Regional Party Committee. Sulayaw has an existing multiple warrants of arrest for the atrocities they committed against the government forces, including the ambush of the 14th Infantry Battalion back in 2014 in Maypadandan, Balugan City. The 801st Infantry Brigade Commander, Brigadier General Leonard R. Lina, Philippine Army committed the troops for the success of the operation and called on the remaining members of the NPA to return to the fold of the law. This is Beth Tanyete reporting for the AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Beth Tanyete.
DWDD Armed Forces
And a member of an armed group was killed after an encounter with the Philippine Army's 34th Infantry Battalion in Barangay Modsing, Kadayangan, SGA, BARM. According to 34th IB Commanding Officer Lieutenant Colonel Edgardo Batinay, the armed group members attempted to cause trouble to the said barangay in the special geographic area and opened fire while the troops are conducting mobile patrol. The 20-minute firefight resulted to the death of an armed individual and the recovery of one caliber 50 sniper, one M14 rifle, 3 rifle grenades, ammunition, and magazines that are now in the custody of the Philippine National Police. Meanwhile, 602nd Infantry Brigade Commander Brigadier General Donald Gumiran commended the troops for the immediate response to thwart the evil plans of the armed groups.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the Marine Battalion Landing Team 10 provided support during the successful conduct of medical mission in Palawi Island. The MBLT-10 along with the Bagao Mission helped indigent children, Incorporated, Shelter for Mankind Foundation, Philippine Eagles City of Ilagan Maticas Eagles Club delivered vital services to the indigenous people in the said island. Services provided include free dental and eye checkups, distribution of relief and food packs, free haircuts, and a feeding program for the IP community. Meanwhile, the residents of the area expressed gratitude to the MBLT-10 and its partner organizations for addressing their immediate needs and for their continued commitment to community welfare.
DWDD Armed Forces News. Armed Forces Radio.
On the other line, let us hear more from Joanne of 1st CRG about Kaugnay Troopers celebrate Family Day with Aguila Troopers. Joanne?
In the spirit of unity and holiday cheer, the 7th Infantry Kaugnay Division celebrated a grand family day at the headquarters of the 703rd Aguila Brigade in Barangay Calaanan, Bongabon, Nueva Ecija on December 14, 2024 with the theme Pasko sa Piling ng Pamilya, Puno ng Pag-ibig at Pagkakaisa, or Christmas with Family Filled with Love and Unity. The event brought together officers and enlisted personnel and their families for a day of joy and camaraderie. The celebration was graced by the presence of Major General Joseph Norwin D. Pasamonte, Philippine Army, the commander of the 7th Infantry Division, who led the festivities alongside division staff officers and post units. Battalions under the 703rd Brigade were also well represented, adding to the event's significance. A host of exciting activities filled the program, including lively games and captivating performances that brought smiles to everyone in attendance. The distribution of gifts added a festive touch, symbolizing the spirit of giving and gratitude that defines the holiday season. This memorable family day exemplified the strong bonds and sense of community among the Kaugnay troopers, motivating them to continue serving the nation with pride and dedication. This is John Sagaok reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Joanne.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And the 2nd Field Artillery Battalion, together with the 2nd Cavalry Tagapaglingkod Company and KC Palm of Tagum City, conducted a feeding activity for the indigenous people children of Manganoan tribe in New Corelia, Davao del Norte. The said activity is in line with the Yuletide celebration of the unit with the theme Pasko ng Pag-ibig, Serbisyong Walang Patid. Troops from the 2nd FAB and its partners distributed foods, gifts, and school supplies to the children, bringing cheer and hope to the community that benefited 80 IP children. 2nd FAB leadership assured the beneficiaries that the unit will continue to deliver necessary services and provide help to the members of the community.
DWDD Armed Forces News.
And for our national news,
DWDD National News.
the Department of Education is set to start releasing the 20,000 pesos Service Recognition Incentive or SRI for public school teachers and non-teaching staff starting December 20. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. had ordered the Department of Budget and Management and the DepEd to work on providing 20,000 pesos SRI, an increase from 18,000 pesos. Education Secretary Juan Edgardo Angar said this is a historic moment for DepEd as they are able to grant the highest SRI ever of their workforce. The DepEd chief also thanked the President and Budget Secretary Amina Pangandaman for steadfast support in prioritizing the welfare of the teachers and the staff.
National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And now let us hear a reporter on the ground about 525th Combat Engineer Battalion receives Gawad Karasag 2024 National Award. Go on for the details, JR.
The 525th Combat Engineer Forerunner Battalion of the Combat Engineer Regiment was recognized as one of the national winners for the Special Recognition Group category during the national evaluation of the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council at the Philippine International Convention Center, Pasay City. The said event was graced by the Philippine President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., who handed the award to Lieutenant Colonel Michael Ray L. Bautista, the battalion commander of the 525th Combat Engineer Battalion, for the unit readiness in responding the disaster and humanitarian crisis and deploying rapidly even under rigorous timelines. Meanwhile, the 24th Gawad Kalasag Seal and Special Award for Excellence in Disaster Risk Reduction and Management and Humanitarian Assistance, calendar year 2024, honor local government unit organizations, stakeholders, and other institutions that have demonstrated outstanding implementation of the RRM, Climate Change Adaptation, and Humanitarian Assistance Program. This is JR reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, JR.
DWDD. National News.
And the Department of Health clarified that the Philippine Health Insurance Corporation has a budget for 2025. Health Secretary Teodoro Herbosa issued a clarification after Congress did not allocate a single centavo for the state insurance's budget. Herbosa noted that PhilHealth has a budget of 284 billion pesos and that only the government subsidy was removed. He assured that PhilHealth is still capable of providing the benefits for its members and no one will lose their benefits.
DWDD. National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. justified the scrapping of the 74 billion peso subsidy for the PhilHealth Insurance Corporation. In a chance interview, Marcos noted that the state insurer has 500 billion pesos in reserve funds. He explained that the cost to provide their services in 1 year is less than 100 billion pesos. Marcos said that in total, PhilHealth still has a 260 billion pesos budget for expenditure.
DWDD. National News. Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear more updates from Meljoy about 86th Infantry Battalion. Philippine National Police empower BPATs in Itiague, Isabela. Meljoy?
Yes, good afternoon. In line with its commitment to strengthen local peacekeeping efforts, the Itiague Municipal Police Station, in collaboration with the 86th Infantry Highlander Battalion, conducted a comprehensive series of lectures for the members of the Barangay Peacekeeping and Action Teams held at the Casa Maria Function Hall, LGU Compound, Barangay San Fabian, Itiague, Isabela. The two-day training focused on several critical topics, including knowing the enemy and Executive Order 70, which were thoroughly discussed with the 128 BPAT members in attendance. Additionally, vital sessions on BPAT roles and functions, first response protocols, crime scene preservation, katarungang pambarangay, as well as first aid, basic life support, and rescue techniques were also covered. This initiative aimed to equip BPAT members who are at the forefront of the maintaining peace and order within their communities with essential knowledge and skills. The training also emphasized the importance of their role in supporting the government's counterinsurgency efforts and implementing programs under the End Local Communist Armed Conflict framework within their respective barangays. The 86th Infantry Battalion remains steadfast in its commitment to empowering local peacekeeping units through continuous training programs. These efforts are designed to enhance the capacity of BPATs, ensuring a safer and more secure community for the people of Itiague. This is Meldry Nesho Arroco reporting for AFP Community News, one AFP for stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Meljoy.
DWDD. National News.
Oil firm raised the fuel prices today, December 17. The cost of a liter of gasoline and diesel went up by 80 centavos and kerosene by 10 centavos. The Department of Energy's Oil Industry Management Bureau attributed the increase to geopolitical development, which include volatile situations in the Middle East. Last week, the price of gasoline also rose by 40 centavos per liter.
DWDD National News.
And the Department of Social Welfare and Development has joined the government's drive to stop the proliferation of fake identification cards for persons with disabilities or PWDs. The DSWD is developing a unified ID system that would include a web-based portal for real-time updating and ID verification by businesses. DSWD Assistant Secretary Irene Dumlao warned individuals who continue to issue, sell, and use counterfeit PWD IDs. She emphasized that falsifying public documents and using fake documents are criminal offenses punishable under the revised penal code.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
And we have a report coming in from Leonor about 11th Infantry Division celebrates 6th founding anniversary. Leonor?
The 11th Infantry Alakdan Division celebrated its 6th founding anniversary with a vibrant celebration in its headquarters in Camp Teodulfo Bautista, Barangay Bosbosolo, Sulu. The said celebration with the theme Alakdan, a journey for the shared commitment of service to God, country, and people, brought together Alakdan troopers, their families, and guests to reflect on the division's achievements and potential aspirations. In his message, 11th Infantry Division Commander Major General Leonardo Peña, Philippine Army, motivated the troops to uphold their values of service and dedication to the country and the Filipinos. Meanwhile, aside from fun-filled activities, during the celebration, a gift-giving ceremony was also conducted by the command. This is Leonor Tanap reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Leonor.
DWDD National News.
And President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. shrugged off talk that he was conducting a loyalty check among members of the Armed Forces of the Philippines and the Philippine National Police. Marcos was reacting to speculations that he was conducting command conferences with the military and police to check their stance on his leadership amid the recent political developments. He mentioned that he doesn't understand the term because he doesn't know how to conduct a loyalty check, at least not in the context of a command conference. The president added that he only heard the term in the media.
DWDD National News.
And the Bureau of Immigration is expecting a surge in international travel to the Philippines this holiday season. Immigration Commissioner Joel Anthony Viado said the last year, Christmas weekend's arrival hit an average of more than 53,000, while departures logged 43,000. This year, the agency is expecting that it could reach more than 110,000 arrivals and departures. Viado then assured the traveling public that preparations have been made to ensure smooth operations during the holiday season.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
Let us hear from Kath about Philippine Air Force turns over S-11 aircraft to Barangay 183. Kath?
The Philippine Air Force conducted a blessing and formal transfer ceremony of an S-211 March City aircraft to Barangay 183 Zone 20 Villamor, Pasay City. Demonstrating its commitment to preserving aviation history, the aircraft acquired by the Philippine Air Force in 1994 was officially handed over during the ceremony held at Menzi Barrack Ground, Andrews Avenue of the said barangay. In this message, as the guest of honor, Lieutenant General Stephen P. Pareño, Commanding General, expressed gratitude to Barangay 183 for the partnership and support, and he emphasized that the donation of the S-211 is not just a commemoration of the past but also a vision for the future. Meanwhile, the donated aircraft in Barangay 183 honors the historical importance of Nichols Field, known as the origin of the Philippine Air Force. This is Kat reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for Stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Kath.
DWDD National News.
And the approval rating of key government officials and institutions, including President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Vice President Sara Duterte, had a significant decline heading into the end of the year. This is based on Publicos Asia's Pahayag 2024 end-of-year survey. Marcos's approval rating saw a steep drop to 33%, down from 43% in the previous quarter. His disapproval rating, meanwhile, rose to 38%. While Vice President Sara Duterte saw her approval rating decreased from 40% to 37%.
DWDD National News.
Mary Jane Veloso was moved to Jakarta, Indonesia before she is expected to fly home tomorrow, December 18. This comes after the government signed an agreement to repatriate her. Indonesian authorities explained that last Sunday, officers picked her up from a women's prison in Yogyakarta province before transporting her to another prison in Jakarta. From there, she will be flown back to the Philippines early Wednesday morning.
DWDD National News. Armed Forces Radio.
Another update from Glenn about PACAF conclude Iron SWAT 2024. Glenn?
Yes, good afternoon. The Philippine Air Force and Pacific Air Force, through the Joint U.S. Military Assistance Group Philippines, concluded the Iron SWAT 2024 at Clark Air Base in Pampanga. The air exercise involved 2 PAF 829B Super Tucano and 8 USA-10 Warthog aircraft, wherein participants also engaged in a series of training scenarios in subject matter experts exchange. One of the key highlights of the Iron SWAT 2024 was the integration of PAF 829B Super Tucano aircraft alongside USA-10 Warthog aircraft in joint 4-ship flying operations. The Iron SWAT is the bilateral air exercise between the Philippines and United States aimed to enhance the integration of air operations and improve tactics, techniques, and procedures between the two air forces. This is Glenn Gulchan reporting for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Thank you, Glenn Gulchan.
DWDD National News.
And for our final news, the Philippines has lifted the ban on the importation of fresh strawberries from Japan. Japanese Ambassador to Manila Endo Kazuya said an agreement between Japan's Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries and the Philippines green lights the importation. He explained that the previous restriction was implemented due to concerns over pests associated with fresh strawberries from Japan. The ban has been lifted starting December 15.
DWDD National News.
And that's all for today's broadcast. Thank you for joining us, especially to our audience in our Facebook page, AFP Radio DWDD. Don't forget to tune in on Thursday for more updates, same time, same station. Again, this is Jai Simbahon for AFP Community News, 1 AFP for a stronger Philippines.
Mga katropa, alam mo ba na ang DWDD 1134 kHz AFP Radio ay ang opisyal na radio station ng Sandatahang Lakas ng Pilipinas na binubuo ng Army, Navy at Air Force na siyang maghahatid sa inyo ng mga balita mula sa ating Armed Forces at iba pang impormasyon. Mga katropa, hanapin at ilike kami sa Facebook, Twitter at YouTube. DWDD AFP Radio, ang boses ng Kawal Pilipino.